All right, we're live. What's up? Good morning, folks. How are we all doing this morning? We got Johnny, we got Martin, Glap, MMF, Michael, Michael Kelly. I think you're Michael Kelly. Are you Wick Tickler? It shows up as Michael Kelly now. Are you the Wick Tickler though? We got Ruth, we got Market Taker, we got Rome Olives, Golf Sturgill, Tech Degenerate, love it. The wife is mad at me today because I told her her mood today looks like the perfect short setup. I like that. That's a good line. That's a good line. I was going to try to use that line on my dog, but he's just sniffing around for food. Oh, let's see. We got Drummer. Do you like CMVM? I'm assuming you mean CMBM. It's okay. It's okay. Not my favorite. Honestly, it was good after I was yesterday, and it just couldn't get moving. So we'll see. I mean, if it sets up fine, it's under VWAP. VWAP's closer to 250. It's chilling at like 230 right now. It is a little bit of a gap up. But I'm not over. I wouldn't get overly aggressive on this just out of the gates. Honestly, first green days have not been my favorite setup lately, although I am looking at SCNX. I like SCNX a little bit more. But again, it already made such a big move here in pre-market that I'm wondering, how much more can it really go? So yeah, we got SCNX, CMBM, potential first green day watch. CMBM here, I'll pull up that chart quick. So we got a 15-day here, or 15-minute. Right, we got this attempt, but here's the problem: we really just stuffed that whole $3 area, which was a lot of support, kind of turned resistance from yesterday, right in here, and then we've really just rejected off of it pretty hard. So I would want to see a setup for a breakout here at $3. To be honest, I would not want to just see this shoot straight through 3, because then I'm more likely to think that this is probably just going to fail that, like a fake breakout level. It could be wrong. Again, SCNX for me, I like this a little bit more. It's because it is kind of a break, or trying to be a breakout at this point. This $1.10 level here, which, to be fair, it's also failing. Now, it is also tapping out 125 today at this prior level of resistance, right into here. Got a lot of resistance in this 125 level. 120s, to up to 150 here. So keeping that in mind, this also does have a bit of resistance. That might be all we get. We'll see. And again, if this just pops straight out of the open and we break straight into pre-market highs, to me, that's not a great breakout setup. I'd really rather see this. In fact, here, I'm going to pull up. We're going to do 2 charts here. We'll put CMBM up, our 2 first screen day watches. So yeah, the charts on this here on the left, and then on the right, intraday here on the left, daily chart here on the right, intraday on the left, daily chart on the right, or I guess multi-day in this case. Yeah, again, we'll see what we end up getting here. These are my 2 main watches. Today feels a bit slower. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't have a whole lot on watch today. Not a lot of day one gappers. As Stephen Allen just said, I believe the entire market is bearish today. Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, the PLTR earnings kind of tanked the market. Sentiment feels a bit off. This is a day I'm definitely not going foot to the pedal, or foot to the floor, pedal to the metal, I guess, if you will. just going to take it easy. I mean, there's a very good chance I don't take any trade here. You know, it's just if someone sets up, great. If not, don't feel the need to force it on a day like today. You know, days like today, I think, are just days where the goal is don't lose. We got a lot of days like that, but you know, we'll see here if anything sets up out of the open. PTLE is sub-dollar stock that's kind of running. I don't like it much, but probably worth, you know, just mentioning. Sub-dollar stock PTLE here. Kind of gapping up over that breakout level. Let me zoom in a little bit more. We got a bit of resistance here, 34 level, more here up in the 45s. So a lot of resistance on this chart from this day here. Breakout day would be over 53. Again, not my favorite. It's just kind of in between resistance ranges here, between that 35 cent and 45 cent level. Yeah, that's basically about it. So I'm going to bring it back over to SCNX. Probably today, I'm assuming just because of like today being a little bit slower, we'll probably just do some Q&A and just kind of chat a little bit. If anything pops up, great, we'll take it. But not in a rush to take a trade today. So I like how VC is setting up. Yeah, VC is okay. It's okay. VC is also a first green day. Oh, I need to link these. Yeah, VC is also a first green day. The problem is, at least in my opinion, it like went green yesterday and kind of closed green. It like yesterday should have been the first green day and it just didn't do it. So yeah, I take that for what it's worth. Take that for what it's worth. Yeah, we got about 1 minute till market opens. I don't know the exact how many more seconds, but within a minute. What happened with the bid and ask amounts on the level 2? I can just pull it up right here, but you just got to click L2. Oh, well, like the amounts, that's just like the real shares now. They must have updated it. I think you could probably change that setting. I don't know how. I'm no wizard. So yeah, we got just a couple seconds here. Market should be opening. SCNX, VC, sorry, CMBM rather. I'll keep an eye on it. I don't love CMBM that much. Or rather, I don't love VC that much. Also going to keep an eye just on the overall market on a different chart over here. Yawn. Yawn, yawn, yawn. SCNX. One scenario I could see is a little dip under this 93 cent level, curl back through a little dip and rip here. And just going to keep my eyes on my scanner to see if anything else pops up. Again, I'm scanning over here on Stocks to Trade. I get asked that just about every day. The YouTube channel or Twitter feed or Facebook post that you're on, it's on the Stocks to Trade channel. I use Stocks to Trade for a lot of my charting and especially my screening, my scanning. One of my favorite scanners is the new highs scanner, because basically all it's doing, like even if a stock isn't on the top percent gainers list yet, as a stock is making new highs, you'll see it popping up. So I get a lot of trade ideas that way. Right, we're getting this little dip here on SCNX. Speaking of new highs scanner, I'm going to get rid of CMBM for a second. What is this? RDHL. Ooh, interesting. Very low volume so far, but want to keep an eye on it. These can be fun because we kind of have like I call this an exhaustion low bounce, where it's just the dip is just completely exhausted itself down, and it just naturally leads to a bounce. Now, these aren't ones that you want to be chasing too aggressively, but if you can find them early and find early consolidation before too much volume comes in, can be nice. All right, we're getting a little breakout here on SCNX. A little bit of a wide risk for me personally. I'm probably not going to take that. I mean, it's 101 risking. You're risking about 9 cents a share. It's a little bit too much risk for me because, again, like I'm assuming best case scenario is like a pre-market high break, maybe up to like 130. And so that best case is a 3-to-1 in my eyes. And I could see it very realistically being a grindy move up to there. But I do hope it works. Just a little bit too wide a risk for me. I wish it had set a higher low first. And yesterday and okay, just what a big failed first green day. I feel like right now in this current market condition, I don't want to just be buying high day breaks. It does not feel like the winning recipe. Yeah, RDHL. I don't know if we're going to get anything special on that. CMB, I'm not doing a whole lot either, anyways, though. An interesting idea, just one to keep an eye on here, in my opinion, is Open. Now they are going into earnings. I'm not going to be swinging this through earnings. I'd rather wait for earnings to come out, but this $8 breakout level on Open, I don't mind it at all. I don't mind that breakout idea at all through $8. Definitely weak, I think, just with the overall market right now, but I think his break through this trend line here could get really explosive. I mean, we've set a really aggressive fake breakdown. So if we can hold a higher low and curl back through, I think that trade has got a lot of potential. I think there's a lot of potential on that trade. It's just a matter of being really patient, waiting for it. I'm also going to throw up on the screen here MSPR. That looks like it's spiking a little bit. Yeah, MSPR spiking a little bit. I don't love day twos like this. I guess kind of a day three now at this point. I don't know. I don't know really how you classify that. CMBM spiking up into the 250s. I will say this is a nice little move here. I'm going to get rid of SCNX for the time being and put back up MSPR up here. CMBM is turning into the stronger one. If we can hold above VWAP, I will definitely be interested in a potential trade. It's got to hold though. It's got to hold over there. Yeah, Gary Bradley explained the higher low for you, Carlos. Basically, a higher low, right? Here we can kind of look at it on MSPR. So we've got a low that's set right here, around 69 cents a share. And then we have another dip right here that's above that low. So this low is higher than that low. MSPR, nice high daybreak. We are just kind of going straight up into resistance here, around 87 cents MSPR. All right, CMBM will be an interesting test here. See if we can form a higher low, kind of hold this VWAP area. SCNX is just kind of totally failing right now. SPY still dropping out of the gates here. Although we are coming right down here to our 21-day moving average on the SPY. So we'll see if that means anything. Which I know I'm already going to get asked. Bryce, I thought you said you don't use moving averages. I don't, but I do keep them on for like the SPY. I feel like they matter a little bit more on something like the SPY. CMBM, we're holding here. We're holding this VWAP area. It's going to need to set up an actual trend for me to buy, but this is, this is roughly what I'd like to see. It's holding previous high day, holding VWAP. That's good. No, I don't love this. I don't love this, but RDHL is actually kind of consolidating here. Setting a nice little trend. It's probably not going to be a trade for me. The spread's pretty wide, but I like to keep an eye on these. They can offer decent trades. And we don't really have resistance up until like 180. Roughly 180. Then a little bit more at 2. So I mean, there's room for it to run. It's got room to run. but it's low volume, widespread. SCNX is coming back a little bit. SCNX, the question is, was that a fake breakdown or a double bottom? Just clean double bottom there. CMBM breaking down. SPY bouncing really nicely. Up roughly 2 points or $2 a share on the SPY itself. SCNX going for this high day break here. Again, I'm not my idea has not changed. Risk is too wide for me still now. In fact, if you're buying this high day break, it's 10 cents worth of risk. Just got that break over though. See if anything comes out of it. But again, I'm not in a rush to take a trade today. Far from it. Far from a rush. Pathetic stocks today. Yeah, I would agree. Today's pathetic. Yeah, I just saw someone mention BYND. What's going on with that chart? They have earnings today. What an unreal fade. No bounce. Not a single bounce in sight. Pretty impressive, to be honest. Very impressive, the lack of bounce potential in this. You know, throw back up MSPR. Is that doing? Oh, it just failed into the resistance level. Yeah. Yawn, yawn, yawn. What do we have here? What's Mob X? Anything? No. Nope. Interesting daily chart I saw yesterday was CSAI. Interesting little breakout here. It's a bounce chart, but it's got a breakout look to it. This is not a day trade idea. So not probably even really worth looking at. KXIN, do we have anything here? Looks like also a little multi-day breakout. Some multi-day runner there. Not really for me, but not a terrible looking chart. Just not a lot of volume. But the chart itself actually looks fine. Just a little multi-day mover. Wow. And I was looking at this chart from earlier, PRLD. Look at this. What a massive dump. It broke out pre-market to 7. Now it's down to $1. That is incredible. That's incredible. Or some other pre-market movers this morning. There was ARTL. Oh my gosh. There was PHGE. I had smoked. There was SAGT. That could be a little bounce here. I'm not trading it sub VWAP, but could be something. There's ABP. That's also not doing anything. What else? Was there anything? Oh, nope. We're already SCNX. We already got up here. And then there was VC, which is not doing anything. CMBM failing. Yeah, nothing fun today. Nothing fun today so far. I hope that changes, but right now there is literally nothing of interest. Not a singular thing. But yeah, again, like days like today, I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but days like today, the real goal is just not to lose. Don't lose too much money. At least that's my goal on days like today. Like there's just not a whole lot going on. That's okay. See, I guess let's just do some Q&A for a little bit. Yeah, if you got any questions, throw them in the chat. Turn, yeah, I think Turn was just an earnings winner. If I remember right. I think Turn. Oh, this was that. Oh, duh. This is the one yesterday. Yeah, it's a day two now at this point. I'm not a big day two fan. We do have that CNX moving a little bit now, opening up range. Not bad. Good day to step away. You're not right, market taker. You're not wrong, market taker. What's your favorite pattern or setup? / another question. What has been your most profitable strategy this year? Multi-day breakouts are one of my favorite setups of all time. Like it's a favorite all-time setup, an all-time favorite setup for me. Which we don't have a lot of right now, but just they're phenomenal. They've got so much momentum behind them. And so like a multi-day breakout with a lot of volume, like KXIN is technically like a multi-day breakout, but multi-day trend breaks, multi-day breakouts, just in momentum markets, they work super well, especially when you have a catalyst too, especially when there's some kind of catalyst. That's definitely one of my more profitable setups this year as well. Honestly, what's been decent are also pre-market longs, longing in pre-market. Here. There's a lot of momentum in pre-market this year, and so I expect that to probably stay. The action feels very clean, so that's been another really good setup. Our pre-market breakouts, but yeah, multi-day breakouts really are, in my opinion, one of the best. Brian says, will you be in Miami for the Inner Circle? I sure will. Yep. I'll see you. If you're going to be there, I'll see you in a couple of days. Let's see. What about PTLE? Yeah, PTLE is fine. It's fine. Again, I don't love these sub-dollar stocks. Like they're just not my favorite. Fernando says, hello, Bryce. Thank you for this. I feel accompanied during first market hour. You give teachings and also entertainment. That's the goal. That's the goal. You got to make trading fun. Make trading fun again. I don't know if it ever wasn't fun. Let's see. What is the setup for long in pre-market? Is a good one this year or years before too? And you ignore them in the past. Is a good one this year. What's a good? Honestly, a good setup for long in pre-market is just finding stocks with good news that set up a breakout. Like it's that simple. You're looking for stocks that have good news that set up a high day breakout or a consolidation breakout. I mean, SCNX is a perfect example, right? I don't even know if this one had news, and I didn't take this one, but I mean, really, really nice. So you have a fake breakdown right here, right? Fake breakdown that leads to just a really nice breakout here over like this 85, 88 cent area. I guess if you really want to just be conservative, right here, right? This high, breakout of this high right here, 89 cents. We just kind of consolidate right next to it and we take off to 120. So, I mean, like this is kind of a perfect example. Did SCNX have news? They did. Addition of, I don't even know what that news means. Again, sometimes the news doesn't need to be great as long as it actually sets up for a breakout. Like this morning in pre-market, there honestly just weren't many runners setting up for a breakout. So this is kind of your only option. Part of the reason I didn't take this morning is because like so many stocks were failing. There were just so many failed stocks in pre-market this morning that nothing really felt worth it, to be honest. So, but yeah. And remember, with Tradefunder, you can trade starting at 4 a.m. So you can take any trade pre-market with Tradefunder. Really, really awesome setup there. Says cash is a position. I'm in a hotel again. Good day to not trade it anyway. Completely agree. Completely agreed. I don't think you're missing out on much right now. Maybe something comes up. I hope something comes up. But right now, I don't really think you're missing a whole lot. Best way to find news, I use stocks to trade. How do you study the 7-step framework? How important is it to know? I think it's a really important aspect. Like if you're newer to trading, I think it's real. It's just, again, it's a framework for stocks. Just so you understand, it's I'm not going to sit here and say it's a holy grail. Like once you master that, you're going to become rich. It's something you just need to know so that you understand what stocks do, like the life cycle of stocks. Because I'll get a lot of people that are like, Bryce, the stock is breaking out. It's like a bounce chart. It's like, no, it's not breaking out. Like it's just bouncing. And it's really important to understand that difference so that you can set your expectations for profit targets. Yeah, but Bryce, you in the past didn't long pre-market. Yeah, I did. I didn't do it all the time. But I would say now it's I think it's a little bit more prevalent now, or maybe I'm just picking up on it more now. I don't know. I've definitely longed pre-market in the past before. As a matter of fact, this could be fun. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I've made tens of thousands of dollars in pre-market, so I'm not going to sit here and say I haven't done that before. Made roughly a little over 50 grand pre-market. So it's not been like a main strategy for me in the past, but I've certainly have been a pre-market trader before. BYND is a first green day. Yeah, I don't disagree with you. The problem is they've got earnings today. It's working. We just went green. So this is one you can't take, I mean, you can do whatever you want, but it literally just went green here at $1.39 roughly. So if you're cool buying before it's green and betting on it being a first green day, that's great. It's just, and it's got oh, that's right. They delayed their earnings until the 11th. I remember that. Forgot. So they actually delayed their earnings. But again, it's tried to do a first green day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days in a row. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. It's tried to do a first green day 7 out of the last 8 trading days, and it's failed every one. Now, again, history doesn't always repeat itself, but it often rhymes. I'm sure you've heard that saying before. I don't want to bet on that. Like, I don't want to bet on something that's tried to do this countless times already and it hasn't been able to. For me, that is not a winning strategy. So if it works, great, but I don't like trying to catch falling knives. That's really what it comes down to for me. SCNX feels like it's starting to fail here pretty hard. Fake high daybreak and now just starting to dump. Do we get the 93-cent breakdown? It's looking likely. Yeah, there it is. Yep, unfortunately, I'm not loving that at all. That's probably a dud at this point. Big failure. It did have a nice first green day. It was just in pre-market that the first green day came. SAGT not looking like anything's going to come out of that. KXN a little move there. Little move. Yeah, definitely just a slower day here. I don't really feel like I've missed anything. And this is why we have patience, folks, because it is better, in my opinion, it's better to just not take a trade than to take a losing trade, especially on a day where you know it's slow. Like we knew before the market even opened that today was slow. The overall market was sucking, just not a top 10 day by any means, not a top 100 day here. So, Bryce, give me your thoughts on the 24 break TCMD. I'm thinking upside capped at 26 and not a lot of volume. Let's see. I don't know. I don't know how to trade earnings winners, so I'm probably not the right person to ask here. This is an earnings winner trade. Unfortunately, I'm not good at those. Bryce, would you talk a bit about your risk management? This is a good question. 1% of account per trade. Do you adjust for A+ setups, exponential bet sizing? Great question. Yeah, so listen, risk management for me, generally speaking, on a normal trade, my goal, and it's not always, right? I'm not going to sit here and say like I'm perfect. My goal is to risk 1% of my account per trade. But I will say that if you're newer, that's probably a little bit aggressive. You might want to take that down to like a quarter or a half until you get consistent. And that's assuming I get full size at the right entry. I'm not going to say that's every time that I actually get that 1% account risk. And that's actually something I'm working on increasing. I think realistically anywhere between like 0.5% and 1% is pretty solid. I was definitely closer to the 0.5% for a while, just because I do like being a little bit more of a conservative trader. It helps me maintain a higher win rate. And I mean, like, this is what I do for like my job, so like I've got a very good life thanks to trading. I've just never been super aggressive, but it's something I'm actually working on, is becoming more aggressive. And so as a part of that, with my A+ setups, I'm working on risking 3% of my account per trade, which I might move to 5. Assuming it's really just a matter of like getting comfortable with that increase in percentage. So yeah, the A pluses for me, I'm working on risking 3%. And a normal trade should be close to 1%. But again, that's assuming full size. So yeah, I do adjust for A+ setups. I'm working a bit more aggressively on exponential bet sizing. And I hope to get even more aggressive with that until I run into liquidity issues, which Haven't done that yet. And honestly, that's like the least of my concerns. So, yeah, good question. I like that. Let's see what other questions, if any, do we have here in the chat. Do I think some of these can run in the afternoon? I've been noticing that some stocks that run in pre-market also run before the market closes. I don't think it's impossible. I mean, here, take for example, SAGT, right? This is starting to be a nice little push here. Now, again, it's not afternoon, but definitely something worth keeping an eye on for me as this pre-market runner. That's kind of trying to set up now. Excuse me. We just had a little fake trend breakdown here. Now we're breaking out over high day. There are certain market conditions where that is very prevalent. Like pre-market runners that fade off in pre-market, they end up becoming afternoon runners. I haven't found any consistency in finding like what the common variables are between those. So I've never really tried to make that a focus for my trading strategy personally, but potentially. Sign up with Tradefunder today. Looking forward to the journey. Love that. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, I'm excited for you. Again, I mean, that's why we're here. We'll talk about Tradefunder in just a minute. We'll take a couple more questions here, but Tradefunder is the reason I'm here. Skips my question. I don't even see your question, George. George, I don't see a single question from you, my friend. I'm scrolling up from 30 minutes ago and I don't see a question from you. What's my relationship with tape? I think tape's important. I don't think it's like a holy grail. I think it can help tell a story, right? It can help build a thesis. So I think and it really also depends on the way you trade. If you're more scalpy, tape is going to be really important. If you're a bigger picture, longer holder, doesn't really matter. Like you don't want to be looking at like the micro. It can be a little important because it can tell like, is there a lot of hidden selling here? Like, is this weak? But it's not like, I know some traders that are like, oh, where's Matt? That's my question. I'll get to you. Yeah. Again, not the most important thing, but I think it's something that's good to know. It's not something I use super frequently, and it's something I used to be a lot better at than I am now. But I was a lot more scalpier back in the day. Now I'm not nearly as scalpy. I'm still kind of scalpy, but I might be in a trade like 10 minutes instead of like a minute or 30 seconds. Mainly because a lot of brokers don't really allow you to do that anymore. So it's most brokers like you can't hyper scalp anymore. Which, fair. I get it. Where's Matt? That's my question. I don't think Matt's trading today, if I'm being honest. I think Matt's just relaxing because he's he is a smart man, right? You know, when you don't have an edge, don't sit in front of the market. Quite simple. Yeah, I don't think Matt's trading today. What was your why on why you started trading? That's a good question. I'll tell a little bit of a story time here for just a minute. Is Matt on another honeymoon? Probably. I got started trading because, I met Matt when I was in college. I met Matt Monaco when I was in college. We were just friends. And I was working as a freelance writer. But I was also trying to like start my own like writing stuff, like blogs and all that stuff. And really my whole idea was I saw like a lot of trends forming on social media. And so what I would try to do is capture those trends and like write viral blogs about those. It was a cool way to make money, like ad revenue and whatnot, but it was just not super scalable. But it paid bills for me, which was great when I was in college, you know. I didn't have a ton of money, but probably more than the average college student. And then when I was talking to Matt and I were just like kind of money making mindset. And so Matt's like working on trading. And so we kind of just did like a little skill exchange. And what we ended up doing was learning how to trade together, and we'd fund our trading accounts by writing. So it's pretty cool. My why to trading wasn't necessarily like just because I wanted to be a trader. I just didn't want to work in the traditional system, like the traditional 9 to 5. I had a job. I was in the aerospace industry and the supply chain side of things. It was cool. I did like supply chain. I just never loved like working for a boss. So for me, what ended up coming out of this was like, or I guess my thought process through this was like, all right, fortunately, I'm not a writer anymore because AI has kind of taken that over. But yeah, at the time, I'm just thinking, as long as I can make enough money to like not need a job and to just like be able to work on my own schedule, I'll be super happy. But in the background, I knew that you can only type so fast. Like you can only write. And I would fly. Matt and I were really quick writers back in the day. We'd write it like 100 to 120 words a minute. So I mean, we were very quick writers, or typers, I guess. So we would do good, but like you reach that cap. And so that's when I knew that I wanted trading to be like the main thing eventually, because it's all you're doing to make more money is adding zeros. It's as simple as that. The more zeros you can add, or you can add an unlimited amount of zeros until you get constrained by liquidity. And that's how you make more money. So it wasn't like I found trading and I absolutely was like, this is it. It was like, I want to learn how to do this so that it can be the thing. And then as time went on, it was like, this is the thing. I love this. In fact, I first got introduced to trading when I was in high school. We had like it's called like money in banking, but we had that, the $100,000 fake portfolio. And by the end of the semester, whoever grew their account the most won. And what I would do is I would go on, like, we'd go and look at like earnings and all that crap on like Yahoo Finance. And I would go to Yahoo Finance and instantly just be infatuated with these stocks that are up, like 100% before the market opens. And I was like, well, if I could have just put my $100,000 portfolio in that stock the day before, I'd win the class. I would have already won. Like the winner grew their account like 35% or something, which is great. But I was like, I could have just done that in a day if I just found this stock. And so then I start thinking, I was like, well, someone must have made money on this. Like a real person must have actually made money on this. How'd they do it? And that was really all I thought about at the time. And that was probably like 11th grade for me. I think 11th grade, maybe senior year. So I was either a junior or senior. And then like a year or two later, I meet Matt. And then we started talking about trading, and that's the way the story goes. And then eventually I dropped out of college, literally my last semester, because that was when the market was really heating up. And I was like, I've been preparing for 2 years for this. And I think that like that little bit of all in mentality at that point was like, I've got to make this work. I have to. I don't really have another option. And it made me take trading super seriously, which I already was, but even more so than I had before. And that's how trading came to be for me. How do you know how do you know when to take a day off in the markets? Is it you have continuous red trades? I mean, for me, it was like it's pretty obvious in pre-market. I like there wasn't a single stock besides SCNX that held up during pre-market this morning. Like you look at all of the gappers and none of them held up. So for me, that just says that momentum is really weak today. And I don't want to be sitting. And the thing is, like, there's not even really any good shorts today, unless you just blindly stabbed into strength, which you can do. Go for it until you get one that squeezes you out 400%. You know what I mean? So like, things just went up for a minute and then down, up for a minute, then down. So for me, it's like I don't see any momentum. I don't even see anything on the short side that's easy. To me, that just tells me that there's not much momentum, and it's probably going to be a pretty choppy market. And again, like I'm sitting here right now, keeping my eye on things, but like it's just we're in 45 minutes past open, and nothing new is popping up. So yeah, Carly said, but you didn't have Tradefunder in college, right? So how long did it take you to build your way up from the small account? So I did a mix of building my account and also saving money from outside the market. It took me about 2.5 years to get over PDT, which is why I really wish I had Tradefunder in college, because then I wouldn't have needed to worry about that. Like, I was actually trading well while I was in college, but my account was like, I think at one point I got up to like $5,000 while I was in college. Started growing towards the end. But I was working again. I was working to like fund my account. And so that was kind of the goal. I wanted to prove myself consistent. And then I just added a bunch of money into the account later on. But this is why I always say I wish I had Tradefunder in college, because I was consistently trading, but it was such small size because my account was so small. It sucked. And so this is actually a really good opportunity here to actually talk about Tradefunder real quick, because I'm already running over. This is a lot of fun. Oh, this is so cool. Wait a minute. I got to say, Ono said, I used to watch your Trading Bits videos. They were amazing and entertaining. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. They were the Steady Trade Bites or Steady Trade Treats. They were like 1 minute videos, just kind of doing like recaps of the day and everything here at Stocks to Trade. That's really cool. I was, I forgot about that actually. That was, 5 years ago basically. And I was looking through my phone the other day and I was like looking at videos from years ago and I saw a couple of those Steady Trade Treats videos. those were a lot of fun to make. Yeah. That's cool. So I'm going to actually switch my screen over here to Tradefunder real quick. Going back to what I was just saying. Again, back when I was first starting to trade, for me personally, I had to really grind, because for me, it was like I had to save up money to get over PDT, even though I was consistently trading, but with a $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 account, it's like, first of all, I don't go all into trades very often. I've done it a couple of times, but it's very rare that I'll do that. So like, a 10% gain on a $6,000 account, well, that'd be great in theory, but I might only take a $2,000 or $3,000 position. So then it's really just like a $200 or $300 gain, best case scenario. It's assuming I don't take any losses anywhere either. It just made it tough. It made it tough, and it kind of ruined my confidence a little bit. And so you'll hear me say this every day. It's why I wish I had something like Tradefunder when I was in college. Now, for those of you guys that don't know, Tradefunder is the reason we're here this morning. They partnered with Stocks to Trade, which is where you're watching this video. We're part of the Stocks Trade community. Stocks to Trade, it's a trading education company and also trading platform, charting platform, screening platform. We've got a lot of amazing traders that have come up through our community. Myself and Matt Monaco, both millionaire traders, have come up through Stocks to Trade. So our goal here at Stocks to Trade is to just help traders like yourselves become consistent, become profitable. And so Tradefunder thought that this would be a great partnership because they're looking for consistent and profitable traders. So Tradefunder, it's a fully funded trading account. I'm actually going to go ahead and drop this link on the screen here for you. So if you're in the chat, YouTube or Facebook, if you're on Twitter, you'll need to come on over to YouTube or Facebook to actually click that link, or you could just type in the link that's across that banner on your screen. But Tradefunder, it's a fully funded trading account. You'll click that link and it literally just says, get your funded stock account now. Get started in less than 90 seconds. It's true. Scroll down here and what you'll find are kind of all the details of the account, right? So you'll get started off with a $25,000 account. This will have you over PDT. So you don't need to worry about taking only whatever it is, one trade every three trades per week. And you'll be able to take trades with bigger size. In fact, you'll actually have up to $100,000 in margin that you can use. So if you've got a really busy trading day, you can take multiple trades with $25,000 positions. Now, again, for me personally, right, I never go all in. So I'm not sitting here recommending that any trader just goes all in with their trading account, unless maybe it's a really slow moving stock like BYND, right? But that's, even that's pretty crazy, right? BYND today, it's not up a ton. BYND is up. It was up roughly like 20 cents a share, right? But in the same breath, that's like $5,000, just about $4,000 really, at a very reasonable risk amount too. So, this is the type of opportunity that it really depends on your strategy, your style. This probably isn't going to be the best for like a swing trader. I'll be honest with you. This is a day trading account. This isn't going to be best for traders who are wanting to go all in all the time, or YOLO traders, because there are risk management rules. They're not going to let you lose all of their money. And I haven't even gone over this yet. But I mean, it's $800 to get access to Tradefunder plus a $99 platform fee. That's going to be about $600 off of what they'd normally charge, $1,400 plus a $99 platform fee. So it's even cooler to see that you get to lose more than you put into the account. They're not going to charge you for the extra losses. That's the bet they're taking on you because they're looking for those consistent and profitable traders. And so losing a couple $1,000s for traders that don't work out, it's going to be worth it for the ones that do. The traders that start trading with $1 million accounts with them, they're making them tens of thousands of dollars per day, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars per day. So it's a really good split for them. And for those of you guys who are wondering, they do a profit split, right? So this is basically standard with any prop firm. Prop firm is just a company that gives you money to trade with. Well, they're not just going to give it to you for free. They are going to make sure that it's working for them too. So they're going to take 20% of what you make. If you make $10,000, you get to keep $8,000 of it, which is honestly one of the best profit splits that we see in this industry. So I think it's super generous. But again, I'd encourage you guys, any questions you have about any of this stuff, go ahead and click the link in the chat. It's going to open, it's going to answer all your questions for you. And if you got any other questions for Tradefunder, all you'll need to do is scroll down to the bottom of the page, reach out to them, support@tradefunder.com, shoot them an email. They'll get back to you in like 15 or 20 minutes. They're very quick, very good. Carly says, how do they screen for people who want to join? Do you answer questions / test or just show them your account? No, listen. So it's pretty cool. You got to meet a couple of requirements, mainly like location. It's mainly going to be US people. But if you click this this button right here, it'll take you on over to that application page. And basically it's really just going to be making sure you're here. Now, here's the catch. I know what you're thinking. Like, well, Bryce, you're telling me they don't check like anything? Like, so that means anyone can trade with them? Essentially, yes, except if you just blow up account after account with them, eventually they're going to shut you off. They're willing to take bets on most people to an extent. You can't just keep doing this unlimitedly. Like, you can't just take 80,000 attempts on it and lose them millions of dollars. If you do this like 4 or 5 times, you just keep blowing up. Eventually they're going to say, you're done. Right. So take it seriously. But yeah, you don't need to show them your own trading account. You don't need to show them any of that. They're giving you access to that capital. This will be your trading account. So I'm getting a question. Can I link my current Webull account on Tradefunder? No, because Tradefunder is giving you that new account, right? So this is what's cool. You can keep your Webull account if you want to. Both myself and Matt Monaco, we've got multiple trading accounts. Tradefunder isn't our only trading account. We both use Tradefunder, but we also have other trading accounts. So I've got an account for swing trading, right? I've got an account for short selling. I've got my Tradefunder account for big picture longs, right? So I've got different trading accounts for different purposes. Tradefunder is one of them. So you can keep your Webull account, but Tradefunder is going to be its own thing. It's going to be your access to that $25,000 of capital. It'll be a fully separate account for you. But again, all you'll need to do is go ahead and click on that link that I've just dropped in the chat. And again, if you're a swing trader, this probably isn't the answer for you. If you are a home run trader, you're only here to try to just take big size and hit a big home run, probably not the account for you. But if you've been somebody that's proving yourself consistent, you've got it in you, but maybe your smaller account is currently holding you back from either big enough gains to really make it worth it, or for actually being able to take enough trades to make this worth it. Maybe you're only able to take like 3 trades a week. This is going to be a really awesome solution for those of you who are in those boats. At least I think so. And this is why I always say this is something I really wish I had access to when I was in college. It would have been a game changer for me. I think it would have allowed a way quicker path to profitability and real profitability. Being able to gain that extra confidence needed to size up. And as you grow with Tradefunder, they'll actually reach out to you and ask you if you want to get access to a bigger trading account to trade with more money so that, well, you can make them more money and also make yourself more money. So I'd highly encourage you guys to click on that link, see if it's the right fit for you. I'm not going to be able to tell you whether it is. You're going to have to click that link and find out for yourself. But I will tell you this. It's an awesome deal. I mean, $800 for a $25,000 account. Again, I say this just about every day, but I think it's worth repeating just about every single day. I cannot tell you what you should do, but what I can tell you is this. If I was just doing this, I was in college and I was trading consistently, thanks to this bigger account, I'd look to make like $2,000, $3,000, pull out my $800, still have that bigger account because I've grown it. And now it's like a risk-free investment for me. I've already pulled out my money. My account's grown slightly so I can keep trading with, the account that I've grown, but now it's a risk-free investment. If for whatever reason it doesn't work, well, you're out $800 and you can give it another try. Again, not unlimited. You're going to get a couple of tries with Tradefunder. Carlos says Tradefunder is also really good for learning and only really risking $800. I love it personally. Yeah, listen, that's the thing, right? Like, if you have, let's say, like a $5,000 account right now, here's the way I see it. Right now, that $5,000 in your account, that is your risk. You can blow that up. I've blown up my $2,000 accounts before, plenty of times back when I was in college. So you can lose all of the money in your account, or you can take out $800 of that, bring it down to a $4,200 account, which you'll still have there. You can still trade with, but now you're getting access to bigger capital where you're not risking an entire account. You're risking that $800 to have access to bigger money. I'm seeing, is it for USA only? Not USA only. Again, there are a couple of other countries. I'm seeing Mike here saying, and UK users. Yeah, I don't know exactly which countries. I do think the UK is part of it. I don't know. I think some European countries. I'm not 100% sure. You'll need to go ahead and click on that link. Just fill out the application. If it lets you go through it, the answer is going to be yes, right? Or just reach out to their support team. Like, again, the email is right down on the bottom of the webpage. Go ahead and email them. They'll be able to answer that question better than anybody. So go ahead, email them if you're curious about whether you can use Tradefunder in your country. So ladies and gents, though, I actually have to get hopping off here. I've got another webinar that I've got to go do with Daily Income Trader as a part of Stocks to Trade. Those of you guys who are in the Daily Income Trader system, you'll see me there. But everybody, I hope you guys all have a phenomenal rest of your day. Hopefully tomorrow's better. I hope there are better opportunities tomorrow. But again, some days like today, it's important to just sit on your hands, study, use today to learn, use today to get access to Tradefunder so that tomorrow or, whenever we've got another great day coming up, you'll already be ready for it. You're not going to be missing out on the action tomorrow when things get good. You'll already have that Tradefunder account ready to go as soon as ready to trade. So go ahead, click on that link. I love you too, Jara. I got you. Don't worry. I've just dropped that link in the chat. Check it out. See if it's for you. And I'll see you back here tomorrow. Peace, everybody.